I said, fuck it, we show up early today. Ah! I thought about starting it. Oh my god, I showed up early. You know what I don't have? A lighter. Let me get a lighter. Maybe there's one over here. One second, everybody. Need a lighter. Got it. I got too excited. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle, and every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get Absolutely Fried together on Kick and Twitch. Hello, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know that this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried, or you can check the description for the links. Also, don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at Absolutely Fried Podcast. How's everyone feeling? Happy Monday. I wish it was the weekend. I've been thinking that all day. I just really love the weekends, especially here in LA. There's so much to do, and I had so much fun this past weekend that I didn't want it to end. I went to like a bunch of little farmers markets, cute little places to shop. Didn't really buy anything, but just like was walking around, people watching and stuff like that. What about you guys? Shout out to how do I say this? I might have to just spell it out. ASMODAI 11 for subscribing. Thank you so much. Ooh, right into my eyeball. Holy shit. Anyway, for me, also something that occurred over this weekend that I don't know if this happens to you guys, but I just in the middle of the night decide I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change everything that I do. I'll decide I'm going to wake up early. There was a day last week. I think it actually was Friday. Nope, maybe Wednesday. I don't know. It was Wednesday or Friday. It was one of those days. And I just decided I'm going to change my life. And I woke up at like 6, 7 a.m. And you're probably like, oh, Jezebelle, that's not too early. It's not too bad. Yeah, no, I decided that at 4 in the morning. 4 a.m. Oh my God, is the chat not on the screen? Holy shit. There we go. I decided that at 4 in the morning. And I did in fact wake up at that time though. I was very proud of myself. I was fucking tired the whole day, like horribly tired. I did not sleep. So you know, your body has to like, there's like a whole like sleep cycle, you know what I mean? And like for the first 2 or 3 hours or something, like your body is falling into the sleep. And then, you know, you have your like actual like deep sleep that you go into and then your body wakes up. Yeah, no, I was still in that like first couple of hours. And the way that I know it is that I didn't actually fall asleep. And it's because I felt like I was still awake. You guys, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Where you just like, you're laying in bed and like you feel yourself drifting off and like maybe your dreams even start, but you can still hear everything around you and you could easily be woken up. Like it's like you're awake, but your brain is asleep. Does that make sense? Maybe that's how people do that whole thing where they go like flying around or some shit. What is it? Astral projection? Is that what that is? I wish I could do that. Isn't it when like your soul leaves your body or some shit? And you can go and like go exploring and everything? That's insane. That's insane. Shout out to Benny Boop 10 for subscribing. Thank you so much. I need to share my jazz playlist with you. I do. I agree. I have multiple that I reference actually. All of them are on YouTube, actually. All of them are on YouTube. Dude, I'm like covered in oil right now. Is that possible for me to catch on fire? I just got out the shower. Your friend believes in astral projection. Have they done it before? Have they done that? You've been having the worst nightmares? No, I haven't had nightmares in a while. There was this period of time where like I was legitimately like having nightmares and like I didn't want to go to sleep. Like I hated going to sleep. It was horrendous. But back to the story. Yeah, no, over the weekend, I also made that same exact decision that I was going to change my life. Shout out to, it's not popping up on my, thing. Cosmoos for subscribing. Thank you so much. I hope that's how you say it. I'm not seeing the names pop up. I might not be able to shout everybody out. But yeah, I decided to change my life. And so what does that mean? At like 11 p.m. at night, I decided to go grocery shopping and buy everything that I needed for my health. Like I legitimately like shopped for my health. I'm going to be so real with y'all. It might be disappointing to hear. You might be like, Jezabelle, that's crazy. You're an adult. But I'm going to be real with you. I definitely don't eat properly. I do not eat my proper nutrients. I'm definitely not getting my vitamins in. I am not at all doing what I am supposed to do. And I know it for a fact because there's some days, I'm not even going to hold you, I do not eat a single vegetable. Yeah, no, I'll just wake up. I'll be like, I'm going to get Dunkin' Donuts. I go and I get Dunkin' Donuts. I'll get myself like a little sandwich from there. Get myself a little coffee. Lunch comes around. I don't know. Figure it the fuck out. Sometimes it might even get skipped. It might get skipped. And then dinner comes around and I'm like, you know what? I want ramen. I want ramen and the little rice cakes with cheese. That's what I want for dinner. And so that's what I'll eat. No vegetables, not a single one. Yeah, I definitely don't meet my water intake and I'll probably drink soda before I drink. I'd sit there and consciously be aware of the fact like I have not drank enough water today and then turn around and crack open a Diet Coke. Don't know how to explain it. So I wanted to make a change for myself. But the thing is, I am not very, like, conscious when it comes to food. I just don't really, if you want me to be real, I just don't care enough to, like, prioritize it the way that I should prioritize it, to be honest. I know how important it is. I know how big of a role it plays in our health and, like, our longevity and everything. But, like, for some reason, my brain at the moment where I'm at in life doesn't feel the need to prioritize it. And so because of that, I decided to ask ChatGPT. I was like, all right, I want you to tell me the most nutrient and vitamin dense foods and then put together a breakfast that I can eat every morning that will deliver me everything that I need within like the first meal of the day. And he was like, bet. So he gave me the smoothie to make and then like these few couple things to eat with the smoothie. I love ChatGPT, dude. I literally use him all day long. I'm not even lying. All day long. Oh my God. There was a couple months where I've actually paid for premium because I have asked him so many things throughout the day or had him do so many things for me throughout the day that it's like, hey girl, you've run out. You got to start paying. So there's been a few months where I have in fact paid for it. But it was like a bunch of different stuff. So I actually turned around, went to the store, bought everything, and I did in fact have it for breakfast today. And I won't lie to you, that was the most difficult breakfast I've ever eaten. It wasn't bad. It didn't taste bad. It actually was very delicious. I did not mind it at all. It was just hard to eat because nutrient dense foods like that are very like calorie dense. And so even though like I'm looking at this meal and like it's literally a smoothie with like, for breakfast, I had like I think I had 2 eggs. I had like a half a cup of like black beans and I had a red onion and I had walnuts and almonds on the side of like my smoothie. Buddy, that shit was difficult to eat. Like I was full as hell. Like I could tell. Like I had like a few bites of everything and my body was like, girl, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I sat there and I literally like force fed myself until I got all of the nutrients in. The meal that I care about the least, honestly, is breakfast. I feel like I could eat anything for breakfast. Some days I wake up and I eat whatever it was I had for dinner the night before. Like breakfast to me, I don't really, breakfast food is cool. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I just could care less what I eat for breakfast. So I thought that was the best time to try to shove that stuff in. So I did it and I didn't mind it. And I do believe that I'm going to keep up with it because it cost me $80 fucking for the week. $80 for the week? Just for breakfast. That's not lunch or dinner or snacks, nothing. Just breakfast. Oh, dude, that shit was expensive. Nuts are expensive. Why the fuck are nuts so expensive? Actually, somebody break that down for me in the chat right now. Please break that down in the chat. Like, what's the farming technique to get nuts that makes them so expensive? And then also, why are some nuts like drastically more expensive than others? Like peanuts, you could get peanuts for stupid cheap, right? But an almond in comparison to peanuts, that price range is crazy. Labor. What's the labor behind it? Where does a nut come from? Do they grow from the ground? Where are nuts coming from? Oh yeah, no, Brazil nuts are crazy expensive. I'm actually going to go buy some tomorrow. I am actually going to buy some Brazil nuts tomorrow because you know, they're so nutrient dense and you only need to eat one a day and you get like your entire day's worth of like selenium. Definitely need to do that. It's good for your thyroid. Look at me. I'm trying to be like health conscious and shit, everybody. I really am. For dinner, I'm getting Panda Express though. I've been thinking about that all day. It comes from trees. Nuts grow on trees? Wait a damn minute. Most nut trees take several years to mature and yield a productive harvest. This is insane. I didn't even know where nuts came from. That's ridiculous. Holy shit. I'm trying to make changes though. I am trying to be better for myself. Now, I'm definitely not going to change my eating habits. I'm definitely still going to eat ramen probably quite often, more often than I should. But hey, as long as I'm getting like my nutrients in, I don't think that's horrible. You know, my concern is that I'm just not getting my nutrients and my vitamins. And I've been thinking about it a lot lately because I'm sitting here and I'm wondering like, how many problems do I have that I've just accepted as this is normal for somebody to be going through that actually might be because of like a deficiency? Because y'all know I'm severely deficient in vitamin D. And I think it's more of just like a genetic thing. Like my mom is severely deficient too. Even when I was like keeping up with the doctor and doing the things I was supposed to do, like I was still deficient in vitamin D. So, you know, he talked to me about the ways that could have been affecting me. And so it makes me wonder, well, what other vitamins am I deficient in? Like what else am I missing that could be affecting me like right now? Look into ramen. I'm not going to. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not gonna. I don't care. Matter of fact, I came on here, I think, and I had said that I was eating like bulldog carbonara and I was eating it pretty frequently. And people were like, Jezabelle, you know, there's some recalls and stuff going on. I don't want to hear it. I can't even lie. That shit is too fucking good. I don't know what they put in there, if it's legitimate like heroin that they're spiking these like ramen packets with, but are you shitting me? Have you eaten it? What the fuck? Have I thought about greens? Yeah, no, I'm totally getting my greens in. I bought like this whole, what was it? It's like this, it's a brand that like you can, it's like a little salad, but it's like you can buy specific ones. Like I got the one that's super greens. Oh, are you talking about greens powders? Because if you're talking about that, then I'm not going to do greens powders. Yeah, no, ramen is too fucking crazy, dude. I can't give it up. I can't. That's too fucking crazy. But yeah, no, so I am actively attempting to change my life. Let's see how long that this goes on for though. I want to create a habit out of it, but let's see how long this goes on. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'll keep you updated on it. But yeah, no, dude, ChatGPT should fucking sponsor me, dude, because the one thing that I keep pushing onto y'all is that you need ChatGPT in your life. Like you genuinely need it. While we're on the topic of health though, shout out to Everything 420. A lot of people have been asking me in my, like from my YouTube video, in my recent YouTube video, I had some gummies instead of smoking, and people were asking, well, what gummies did I have? I had these. These are the ones that I tried, because you guys know I've been dabbling in like products that are available to all of you, since I know that all of you definitely don't live in a legalized fucking state. These are the Cake Pink Burst gummies. They're fucking insane. Let's start out with that. I don't know what's going on with the THC market, with the cannabis industry. I don't know why they feel the need to continue making things that are more and more potent. We can't keep up, babe. I feel like every year I hear more and more about people having panic attacks and having all these fucking problems from fucking marijuana that never existed before. Wasn't nobody, like you hear people talking about how they've been smoking for 20 fucking years and suddenly they smoke this new age weed and they just can't fucking handle it. They can't fucking handle it at all. And so why they keep making stronger and stronger stuff, I don't know. But one of these has 523 milligrams in it. Let me show you how big it is too. Look at that. You see how small that is? 523. Can you imagine if somebody passed you a fucking gummy and was like, yeah, you want to take a gummy? And let's say you've got a high tolerance. Like, let's say that when you have a gummy, shit, you could whack like 50 to 100 and like you'd be fried, right? Like you'd be cooked. If somebody passed this to you and since you have a high tolerance, you're like, fuck it, I'll take it. Imagine eating it and they're like 500. There's 500 milligrams in that. I think I'd just go lay down. I would just try to force myself to go to sleep. I'd probably go to the store, buy like a shit ton of melatonin, and I would force myself to go to sleep because I'm not going through that. That is absolutely not what the fuck I'm going to do. So I definitely did not eat this entire thing. I took like I said in the video, I took like a small bite of it because y'all know me, like 10, 15 gets me going. I'm great. I think I had like 50, somewhere between the 50 to like 75 range. I'm not sure. But I felt like pretty chill. I did end up like falling asleep. I would say that this made me pretty tired, but this was the brand that I used. So for anyone out there that's looking to try, like, you know, you're not in a legalized area, you're looking for something to try, this is an edible you can get. I think it's fucking insane. I'm sure that there are way lower milligram ones that you can get, but hey, bud, if you're looking for a ridiculous time, I guess this is for you. Use my code BZLZ to get 15% off if you choose to get it. But this isn't all I wanted to talk about. I'll just throw this in there before I get into the next thing. But what I am doing for myself when it comes to me looking for stuff that I'm going to like try to see if it would be good for you guys to like purchase, you know, if I would recommend it, if I think it's safe. I typically am trying to purchase from brands that also sell THC. So outside of like being something that is like THCA and like legalized across all 50 states or something, like I'm looking for a brand that also sells marijuana, like legitimate like cannabis. Because I just believe that a company that does that is going to be under a little bit more scrutiny to care about regulations for things. Now, I'm sure there's still stuff going on behind closed doors that we don't know about, but your safest option is probably going to be companies that are large and are already in the cannabis industry, and Cake is one of those. So that's why I'm trying Cake stuff. An example of what I wouldn't get. An example of what I'm going to tell you not to get. Ultimately, it is your 1,500 milligram gummy and could barely operate. Buddy, I think I'd be dead. That would be the first ever recorded death from cannabis. How the fuck did you eat 1,500? Did you eat like an entire pan of something? Like 1,500's a lot, bud. And there's no way you did that on accident. Like, did you do that on purpose? That's insane. They didn't work. My code didn't work. Here, try this code instead. I had an issue with them over last week. Everything 420 attempted to change my code. I told them not to, and they said, oopsies. I told them not to, and they said that they reversed it, but maybe they didn't reverse it. So if they didn't reverse it, here is, why is my code? It's not allowing me to comment it. Try JEZABZLLZ and see if that works for you. Anyway, let's get into exactly what I wouldn't fucking buy. This. Let's just take a little look at what this container looks like. So if you're listening and you can't see, we're looking at, it looks like it's from a video game. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's from a video game. I've never even heard of this brand. Giga. Exodus Giga. Gigabytes. That's what they're called. That is the name of the product. Gigabytes. All right. So I'm not even going to fucking touch them. It's still full. This is what they look like. All right. Little fat green gummies. Now listen. Why wouldn't I get these? This is so random. I'm going to throw this out there. There's only 10 calories in one gummy. You know, like if these weren't like fucking packed full of shit that's going to put you on your ass, you know, like they could probably make a whole other company like on the side of this, like selling some low calorie candy. What the fuck? Why is there only 10? These are massive. Holy shit. Anyway, here's why I wouldn't get these. These right here say that they have THCA, THCP, and get this, CB9A. Have you ever heard of that? Do you know what the fuck that is? I'm going to assume most of you don't know what that is because I didn't know what that is. And I'm never going to put something in my body that I don't fucking know what it is. So what did I do? Well, I asked my great friend ChatGPT, and he explained to me that it's synthetic. CB9A is a very, very extremely new synthetic cannabinoid. So when they say that, CB9A is very similar to Delta 8, where it's technically naturally occurring, but it's at such a small amount, like it's scarce, that they take it and have engineered it, replicated it to give it to you. So it's synthetic, it is fake, it is no bueno to me. All right. And so what comes along with trying something that's synthetic or fake like that is you are the guinea pig. You're the guinea pig. They don't know the long-term effects of this. And I promise you, this is not going to get taken off the market for a while, because since it's so fucking new and it just came back up, but this isn't going anywhere. They have so many other things that they need to regulate and get through first before they ever address this. They have no idea what the actual effects are of things like Delta 8 and CB9A. And so I asked ChatGPT, what are the effects though? He said the effects are technically still being studied, but there is a lot of stuff that it has actually negatively been linked to. Things like Delta 8 and CB9A, these synthetic things have been linked to, like legitimately linked to, not just, oh, there's a few things like it might be in the air. No, there are actual cases that have been linked to kidney failure. There are actual cases that have been linked to stroke, heart issues. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but like, I don't remember if I talked to you guys about this, but there was a girl who uploaded a video of her boyfriend who had been consistently ingesting Delta 8 for years, and he stroked out. Basically what happened is, you know, your blood pressure, your heart rate, you know, it goes up when you consume something, when you consume cannabis. And with Delta 8, it went up so high that it sent basically a blood clot up here, and he stroked out. It's unsafe. Anything synthetic is unfucking safe, dog. Like, I don't know. And so I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, yeah, a stroke, bitch. I asked ChatGPT, what's the point of creating these synthetic things to put them into these gummies? And you know what he explained to me? It's just to give you more. On top of it being so high in milligram, they're just trying to give you more. And so he said that THCP, something like THCP is there to give you more euphoric effect. But this is 500 goddamn milligrams. What more euphoric effect? What more do you need to feel? Listen here, babe. If you were turning around and popping a 500 milligram edible, I love you to death. I want you to hear me say that. Bless your heart. I love you so much. This is an intervention. You have a problem. You need to stop. You need to put that crack pipe down. You have got to stop. There's no reason. Oh my God. Are you serious? Most edibles on the market, like if you walk into a dispensary, yes, you're going to have some fucking crazy ones, right? But most edibles are like an entire pack is like 100 milligrams. If you turned around to me and told me you had to go buy 5 of those packs, you know how much money that is, first of all? It's time to take a break. You might actually, we might need to actually send you off to a program. That's crazy. I don't even want to think about any of y'all doing that. Don't tell me y'all are doing that. Nobody say anything. If that's you, don't say anything right now. Just don't say nothing in the chat. Leave it alone. Because I'm not happy about it right now. But yeah, no. So the whole point of them doing this is to give you more. So on top of the fact that they're fucking loading you the fuck up with fucking THCA or whatever the hell else is in here, they are putting stuff on top of that to give you an even larger euphoric. Let me put quotations around that, because if you want my opinion, I haven't tried it, but I'm going to assume that something like this, it would not make me feel good. I think that it would terrify me. I think that I would be scared all these different feelings and all these different things to heighten that. Not only do you have THCA, but you have THCP, which is I think that's 10 times more potent than THC. Psychoactively more potent. 10 times psycho. I don't want that. Oh my God, I don't want that. That sounds terrifying. And then boom, the cherry on top. Good fuck. CB9A. No way. That's fucking crazy. That's insane. Like this type of market scares me. It scares me. And that's why I'm trying to try like brands like this to try to find something that I know that there's, y'all go on this website and y'all are looking for something. Like I said, I know all of y'all aren't in legalized states. So I know y'all are looking. You're like, well, what the fuck can I get that I can feel like everybody else? Look, bud, I'm trying. Oh my God, yes. There's people that green out on purpose. I can't imagine that. Anyone in the chat green out on purpose? You're scary. That's terrifying. Fuck that. Absolutely not. No way. I'm not. My God, I get terrified. Sometimes if I smoke and I get even like a little anxiety or a little bit of a panic attack, I might not smoke for the next couple days. That's not even greening out. That's me just getting a little bit anxious, probably because I didn't drink enough water or some shit. I won't smoke for the next couple days because that right there, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to feel that again. Like that was scary because everything's heightened. Greening out, when you start getting the shakes and shit and you're shivering, I'm terrified. Oh God. Yes, on purpose, y'all. That's crazy, right? I've literally heard people say that before. They talk about they like the feeling of it. It's insane. Y'all need a hug. That's what it is. All right, let's move on. Let's get into a different type of chat. Let's move on. Where should we start? What about... I'm going to be real with y'all. Let's be real with each other. So I saw this video where it's this guy who goes around and he like swabs random things in public. And then he takes them back to a lab to test like what's the, like, is it sanitary? Like, how much like bacteria is on this thing. And this guy went to like a bar and he swabbed the fruit that you get when you get a drink. What the fuck would that be called? Your garnish. Before he even tested it, I already knew what was going to come up. I already knew. And I'm going to be so real with you right now. And I don't want anyone to tell me, Jezabelle, you're gross for what I did. Because this is what I was taught to do at said bar. I used to work at a bar. And I'm going to be real with you. Don't ask for the garnish. If you do get a garnish, squeeze it in and then don't put it in your drink. A lot of people will squeeze it and then like literally put like the lime wedge or something into the drink. Don't do that, babe. Don't do that. Because me... So I worked in like pretty much like a dive bar kind of situation. It was a restaurant, but like very much dive bar vibes. And after like 5 p.m., you had to be 21 or older to be in there. And it turned into it turned into a dive bar. And I remember just the cleaning practices of this place were not good. I remember I tried, like, the way that I was taught to clean this place, I attempted to like step it up from what they taught me. And I remember one time I was like stepping it up from what they taught me. They just wanted me to keep using this bucket that was clearly disgusting. Like, it was brown water in there. You couldn't even smell anything, like any kind of cleaning or sanitary stuff in there. Like, it was disgusting and had been sitting there all day. And they'd be like, yeah, use this to clean tables. And I'd be like, and so I'd try to get a new rag. I would try to get a new rag and I would try to make like a new bucket of water, and they'd be like, why are you doing that? Like, don't do that. Like, I literally got told not to do it. And I remember I'd walk in for my shift, and I was like a late night closer. So I would come in like, depending on the day, between 2:30 to 6 p.m. and I'd be there till like 4 a.m. And I remember walking in like 6 p.m. one night, and the girl who worked at the bar, she tried to give me her rag. Very clearly dirty, disgusting rag. She's like, here, use this. I'm like, I can just get a clean one from the back. There's clean rags. She told me no. She handed me the most disgusting, foul-smelling rag and told me to wipe down the fucking tables with it. So... But that's not the bad part. The bad part is... I had to, not only did I take orders, but this was a situation like I'm the only person on the floor. So imagine like a decently sized bar and I'm the only server. There would only ever be 2 people on shift at all. It would be one girl at the bar and one girl on the floor. And I was the girl on the floor running around. That shit was fucking hard, bitch. I had to take orders. I had to run food, and I had to clean at the same time. And this bitch would get packed out. So I had to be like cleaning in the midst of also running food and attempting to take orders. And people would be trying to sit at dirty tables and wave me down to come clean their fucking tables. And I'm like, like losing my mind. Like I'm ready to cry. Like I'm going to go take a break in the back. I'm going to pick up smoking cigarettes. Like I'm losing my mind right now. And it's also 2 a.m. Why are you going out to get fucking food at 2 a.m? Fuck you. It's Tuesday. Go home. Do you have a family? God. I'm getting angry about these people again. I need to let it go, Jezabelle. Let it go. It's not you anymore. You don't got to do it anymore. Well, on top of all of those things, the bartender, their job was to take orders from people at the bar and make the drinks. The thing was, for some reason, that's a lot on the bartender. So they said that the server needed to garnish said drinks. Server also had to clean tables, run food. Buddy, I'd wipe down the most disgusting shit from a table. Sometimes I'd have to like bare hand grab nasty stuff. I remember one time I barehanded grabbed chicken wings. Eaten chicken wings. This person had cleaned the bone and left that shit on the barehanded. I was just in a rush. I was trying to get through it. So bare hand grabbed these chicken. These were in somebody's mouth and they were clean. These were the cleanest bones I ever seen. So I know they deep throated the fuck out of them. Deep throated the absolute shit out of them, right? Turned around, had to go garnish the drinks that I had. Sometimes I would purposefully not garnish drinks because I was like, Jezebelle, I know what you just touched, babe. And I can't keep running back and forth washing my hands in the back. So I was like, I know what I just touched. So I'm not going to garnish these drinks. People had the audacity to complain about the fact that I didn't garnish their drink. And I'm like, sure you want it? I'll get it for you. I'll get it. All right. I did it on purpose. That shit was nasty, dog. I've touched some foul ass shit. That stuff was nasty. So if you want my opinion, now I'm not saying every bar and every restaurant is like this. There are definitely some bars and restaurants out there that have actual sanitation processes and they keep everything separate and they do very well and they use little tongs. My owner was cheap as fuck. He wasn't investing in no fucking tongs. Yeah, no, that shit was nasty because not only would I grab the garnish to put it on your drink, but I'm barehanding, shoving my hand into this bucket of lime. So I'm touching all on the limes. It's not even just the outside of them that was getting touched. It's the inside too. I'm just shoving my hand in there. Matter of fact, that lime juice was cleaning my hands. After I pulled my hand from that bucket, it's probably the cleanest that my hand had been that whole night. Yeah, so, yeah, no. My opinion is just don't. My opinion is just don't. Yeah, no, I was so surprised we didn't get shut down. The health inspector would come around and they didn't come on my shift. They came on the shift before me, right? But the health inspector would come around and every time, when he would come, I would literally think to myself, they'd be like, the last time when I last worked there, before I left, they got I think they had a 90 something, but then their score dropped to an 81. And the owner pulled up and ripped ass into them. He was yelling at everybody. It was so bad. And he was threatening to fire people and stuff. I don't know, man. I think they should have been closed. That place was really not dirty. It was really pretty gross. Bars are, bro, and that's not it. Dude, no. Somebody tell me they've worked at a clean bar before. Because the bar before that one that I worked at, y'all want to know how we cleaned the bathroom? They taught me this, bro. My first shift working, they said, this is how you do it. We went into the bathroom with a mop, right? And we mopped the bathroom. Everything. The sink, the mirror, the toilet, the floor. We mopped the bathroom. If there was something on the wall, mopped the wall. Same mop, went right outside into the dining area and mopped the floor with it. Do you know how, when they told me I remember my first shift working there, it was a closing shift. And they were like, all right, Jezabelle, you got to clean the bathroom. It's your job. I was like, fuck, I got to clean this nasty ass bathroom. Cause this was like, so this bar was right in downtown Atlanta in like the tourist area, like by the stadiums and stuff. And this is where everybody would go. So everyone would pour out of these sporting events. Everybody would pour out of these concerts, and they would come straight to this bar because it was like the only like one. And people would go in there. They'd fuck in there. They'd do fucking coke in there. They'd piss on the walls. There's piss on the top of the toilet. What the fuck are you doing? You have to be trying. You're pissing on the top of the toilet. You're attempting to do that. That's the goal. There's no way you accidentally, let's be real right now. You aimed it at that. That's crazy. So I'm sitting here thinking like, fuck, like I got to clean this bathroom. Like this is going to be nasty as hell. She grabs a mop. She's like, all right, come in here. I'm going to show you what we do. She pulls the mop out of the bucket, right? And she just threw it on top of the toilet. And then mopped the top of the toilet, mopped around it like all over the seat. And then she put that on top of the sink and started mopping the sink. The fucking handles to turn the water on and shit, mopped it. After the toilet. There wasn't even a certain order to go in. Toilet first is insane. So you think when you sit here and you're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick and wash my hands before I eat. You might not want to. Your hands might be dirtier than when you walked in, babe. You might want to just carry some sanitizer around in your purse or something, because that's crazy. Yeah, I do have a favorite THCA brand. I like Imperial. Imperial is pretty cool. Did I have to use the restroom? I, in fact, did have to use the restroom. Let me tell you how I do it. I'd go in there. I would immediately grab paper towels and not touch a damn thing. I squatted to pee, and then I would take my ass all the way up to the kitchen, and I'd wash my hands in the back of the kitchen. So I myself, I wouldn't even fucking... I'd hold my piss in as long as I could. I didn't want to have to go to the bathroom there. I didn't want to have to. Another thing that sucked is that there was only one bathroom, so men and women were pissing in here, and y'all are fucking disgusting. Though, hold on, let's be real for a second. Matter of fact, let's be real. Women are gross. Oh. I want to say I am a girl that supports girls. Every girl wants to say that. Every girl feels that way. So you walk into a public bathroom. If I am at least within a 5-mile vicinity of where I live, I'm going home to go to the bathroom. Why is every toilet damn near overflowing? I see a combination of piss, shit, and blood. Why is there all this balled up toilet paper piling up behind the toilet? Why does it smell like that when I walk in? Why is there piss everywhere? Okay, I get it. You're squatting over the toilet. Me too. My fucking ass cheeks are not touching that fucking toilet. I don't give a shit what anybody says. When people turn around and they're like, oh, you know, it's more sanitary to like sit down. Like it's actually unsanitary to like hover. Fuck that. You put your ass cheeks to that. I ain't put my ass to that. No way. But the thing is, if I am peeing and I'm squatting, right? And it gets on the toilet seat, do you know what I'm going to do? Get some toilet paper, wrap it around my hand, wipe it up, and throw that in the toilet. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Why are you leaving it? Why are you leaving a piss-covered rim for the next person? And then, I don't know, I guess because one person does it, the next person that pisses on the fucking rim of the toilet is like, I'm going to leave it because they left theirs. And all of a sudden, you got a martini of like 5 different fucking people's piss on the toilet seat. We can't have shit. You think women are clean? You're crazy. that whole notion where it's like, oh, like women are clean, women don't poop, women don't poop. You're right. Women shit. Women diarrhea. Women create new concoctions in their bathrooms. Yo, sometimes it's so fucking bad. Sometimes it's so bad that I'll be walking like a fucking mall. Ooh, that's the worst of it. Now, I'm not telling you to go be a peeping Tom. I'm not telling you if you are a man to walk into a woman's restroom. But what I am saying is maybe hover around the entrance a little bit and maybe you'll get like just a little sliver of what it's like in that hellhole. Malls are the fucking worst, bro. I hate having to go to the bathroom in a fucking mall because they always have the restrooms in like their own little area of the mall. You know, typically it's like maybe an exit area that leads out into a parking garage or something, but it's like a short little hallway that has both the restrooms on there. Oh, I don't even need to look for signs when I'm looking for a restroom in a mall. I follow the smell. Because you get to that hallway and it's overwhelming. It consumes you. I try to hold my breath for as long as I humanly can once I get to that restroom. I'm disgusted. I'm literally disgusted. Yeah, no, somebody in here said they would shit in the high school bathrooms. They don't care. Yeah, no, I used to shit in the high school bathrooms. The high school bathrooms were cleaner. Yeah, what's it like in the men's restroom though? Because my honest opinion, up until maybe a few years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have thought men's restrooms were worse than women's. Like the picture that I've just painted, like growing up, I would have thought that's how the men's restrooms are. No. And so is it worse than that? Is it like that? Because you know what? Let's dive a little bit deeper into disgusting people. In high school, while we're on that page, in middle school too, this happened. I don't know. Maybe this was like a serial kind of situation. Like this person, like, just listen. In middle school, I was sitting in class, right? 7th grade. Principal comes over the intercom and she's like, all girls report to the gym. The fuck is going on? All the girls in the class are looking around at each other like, oh, okay, like we're getting out of class. Let's go. We go to the gym. We're all filling up the bleachers and shit. Once everyone got settled. There's only women in here. There's no men in here. Projector turns on in the gym. And what is projected on the wall? A picture of a bloody pad that was stuck to the wall of one of the stalls in the girls' restroom. Everybody's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And she's like, I want to know who did this. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And she says, the reason why I've called you all here is because this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time? How many times did this happen before? One, how many times, who in here did they do it once and feel like I could get away with it? And so they kept doing it? Like, why did they keep doing it? And then also, why did you wait so long to address this situation? How many times did you let them get away with it? Never ended up finding out who it was. I wouldn't confess to that shit. Who the fuck is... Whoever's doing it is definitely not going to just come to the office and be like, it's me. What? Yeah, no. A couple years later, I'm in high school. I think I was like 15, 16. That principal that was the principal of my middle school ended up becoming the principal of my high school. She had to address the issue again. So that girl was still there. Don't know who she was. I wish I did. Because maybe she had something out for the principal. A bloody pad on the wall. I've seen shit smeared on walls. The fuck is that about? You wonder where those females are now? No, yes. Where are they? That's what I'm saying. I wish I knew who it was. I wish I knew who it was. Oh my God. This is the entire situation. Oh my God, my hair. That'll do. The entire situation. What's the thought process? Because I will just be real with you. I've never taken off my pad and thought, let me stick this to the wall. Never pulled out a tampon and thought, let me fling this. Ooh, this is what I've heard about men's restrooms. I remember there was an issue going on in men's restrooms. This didn't happen in women's. So women's had the issue of putting pads on the fucking wall, right? But men had the issue of taking like ungodly amounts of like paper towels, wetting them, and then throwing them at the ceiling. The fuck are y'all doing in the bathroom? What the fuck? I feel like I start feeling weird. Like I'm the only one that went in there to actually use the restroom. Like, am I missing out on something? Kids doing drugs and shit in the bathroom? Yo, did y'all vape in high school? This question is specifically for people who are 24. If you were born in 2000 or 2001. Specifically people who were born in 2000 and 2001 and earlier. Nobody born after that. Did you vape in high school? I did not vape in high school. I think that we were like the first generation where people like began like starting to like vape in the bathrooms and stuff like that, because I didn't. I started vaping immediately after high school, but I did not vape in high school, and I never understood how people were so comfortable to just turn around and do things like that, like vape and do drugs in the bathrooms. That was crazy. I knew this one girl who she had like an eighth on her, and she had smoked in the fucking school bathroom. This is middle school, mind you. Middle school? What was that girl going through? Yeah, no. So she had smoked in the bathroom. They found out that somebody smoked in the bathroom. And I remember I was friends with her, and she was like, we were in class together, and she's like, Jezabelle, like, come to the bathroom with me. I was like, okay, let's go, girl. So we go to the bathroom, and she's like, I'm going to get in trouble. I was like, what happened? She's like, they found out somebody smoked in the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, I heard about that. And she's like, it was me. I was like, oh, what did you do with it? I was like, what did you do with what you had that you smoked? Bitch told me she ate it. She disposed of it by eating it. Perfectly good toilets. She's in the bathroom. This is exactly why a middle schooler shouldn't be smoking. Perfectly good toilets, and she chose, I'm gonna eat it. Like what? But it didn't end there. She's still got an eighth on her, right? We're in the bathroom, and she's like, I still have stuff on me. I was like, get rid of it. You need to get rid of it right now. And she's like, I paid money for this. I was like, girl, you need to get rid of that shit. I leave the bathroom, right? I'm like, this is on you, babe. You would think maybe the second time around, she'd be smarter. She came back to the classroom, and I asked her, I said, did you get rid of it? Because, like, I'm thinking, you know, like, if they found out somebody smoked and they haven't come on the intercom and said nothing, you know, like, they're one, checking cameras, and two, probably getting a drug dog ready to just come sniffing around. So I asked her, I'm like, what did you do with it? What do you think she did, y'all? She ate it. An eighth of weed. She ate it. And so I asked her, I was like, why didn't you just flush it? She had this theory in her head that if she flushed it, they'd find it in the pipes and shit. I don't think the school was going to go to those fucking lengths. I don't think they were to go to those lengths. But yeah, no. She ate an eighth plus a fucking joint or blunt. I think it was a blunt, actually. So tobacco leaf and all. This is why underage people aren't supposed to be smoking. That frontal lobe right there, you know, you have a lot more development left, dog. Whole time she thought she was going to be high, too. I obviously thought so, too. Because, I'm just as young as her. So she's like, I'm going to be high as fuck. And I was like, yeah, bitch, you're going to be so high. Like, why did you eat that? Whole time she just ended up really fucking sick the rest of the day. You do not get high from eating straight weed. You, in fact, do not. You will just get a stomach ache. Yeah. No, but I didn't start vaping until after high school. But I know that there's a few people that I've talked to that told me they began like vaping their. Okay, hold on. Wait, I'm lying actually. Oh my God, I just unlocked like a core memory. I completely forgot about this. I actually did vape in high school. Mom and dad, don't watch this. I was also smoking blunts though in high school. So what the fuck does that mean? Hypothetically. Um, I had gone on this website, but the thing is, it wasn't like, this is so cringy, bro. It wasn't like a Jewel or anything like that. You know what the fuck it was? It was like a fucking mod. Like it was an actual like box. And it's because like, I don't know, I was just going through it, you know, I was an angsty teen and I was like, I want some, like, I need to smoke something for real. So in between, like, you know, I can't smoke weed all the time. Like I could only do it during like certain periods, like when my parents weren't home or something. I was like hella fucking paranoid. Sometimes I smoked in my room when they went to sleep. I don't know how they didn't catch me. My room reeked of that shit, but whatever. Maybe they just knew and they were like, let's just leave it alone. But I had like a giant battery. Like I had like an actual like mod setup, right? And this is like, it was like one of those ones that you got to fill up with like the juice and shit. I had gone on this website and like I had seen vaping, and this was like back then where that guy like was huge on YouTube, where he'd like blow the giant O's and he'd like, and it'd be like some techno music and shit playing, and he'd be doing like crazy tricks, like, you know, like shit like that. And so I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, let me get one. So I went on this website and bitch, like none of them card. Literally none of them card. They just ask you when you get to the website, are you 21 years or older? Yes. I just said yes. And I bought myself an entire like mod, and I bought myself some juice. But here's the thing. I was literally vaping for no fucking reason because I got myself 0% nicotine. What was the point? What was the point? I don't know. I was just like, I hear that people, because like to me at that time, maybe I was just kind of smart, kind of stupid at the same time. But in my head, I was like, I associated nicotine with like cigarettes. And so I was like, oh my God, I don't want to become like severely addicted or have like a problem. So I got the 0%. It's literally just juice. And it tasted good. I think I had like a cinnamon bun flavor. It was so fun. And I would just sit there and I'd play Fortnite with my friends. I'd be playing Fortnite with my friends like hella fucking late. It'd be like 2 a.m. I loved Fridays because that's when I'd get my vape on, right? And I remember one time my mom telling me that like my room smelled fruity, and I was like, yeah, like I put this new plug in, like this little thing that you like plug into your like wall and it like makes your room smell good. Yeah, I just put like a new one. I was getting that bitch lit with 0% fucking vape. And I remember I'd be playing like Fortnite with my friends, and like, since it's like a mod, it wasn't like a little Jewel that you can't hear anything that's silent. Instead, like my friends, I'd be on the mic and my friends would hear. And I'd like fill my room up with vape. And like they would literally make fun of me. They'd be like, Jezabelle, I can fucking hear your vape. I completely forgot about that shit, bro. Yeah, I was in my room chiefing that bitch. Ooh, I loved Black and Milds. Somebody brought up Black and Milds. I loved Black and Milds. It's probably just because I'm from Georgia and that's very common out there, right? Yo, my dad would be so disappointed in me if he heard that. Dad, I'm sorry. Because my family, they own a cigar company when they hand roll cigars and shit. And so I was very knowledgeable on cigars, and I'd still turn around and smoke a Black and Mild with my friends. I loved Black and Mild. I remember being like 17 years old and like my parents were asleep, and we're talking about Black and Milds, baby. It gets worse than that. Swisher Sweets. I love them things. That's what I was rolling up with. If y'all are wondering what was I smoking back then, Swisher Sweets. I was rolling up with Swisher Sweets. I loved them. And I remember like if times got tough and I didn't have anything to put in said Swisher Sweet, I was like, I'm gonna just smoke the Swisher Sweet. And I'd open up my window, I'd turn my lights off, and I'd smoke it. Oh, I hope that one day I do decide to have a child. so that I could be a parent that knows that this is going on in my home, right? And just reminisce back on when I did it when I was a kid. But you got to get in there and you got to discipline and you got to be like, hey, now you're not supposed to be doing that, right? But in your head, you're like, I remember that. Oh, I hope I get to experience that, dog. You would roll out of Swisher Sweets. Buddy, I had wait, this might be, all right. It's already been 55 minutes. What the fuck? All right, this is the story we're going to end it with. Okay. Shit, buddy. I'm a businesswoman. At the end of the day, one thing about me, I'm a businesswoman, right? And this whole story is hypothetical, and it's not me, it's my friend's story, and they told it to me. And I'm just going to tell it in like from my perspective though, so that it's not confusing and I have to keep mentioning them, okay? So it's all hypothetical anyway. I think they made it up. But anyway, so when I say I, I'm talking about them, right? Right. I remember when I was like, 16, 17, and I needed to be able to get Swisher Sweets, so I'd have to find people that'd be able to get me like Swisher Sweets, get me Black and Milds, get me stuff like that, right? It's difficult to find somebody to do that. So the second that I turned around and I turned 18, now I'm not gonna sell weed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sell weed. I'm not gonna sell drugs. I wasn't gonna do that. But there's nothing wrong with me being the one to plug in the Swisher Sweets and the Black and Milds. So I started going to the gas station and I'd load up on these bitches, right? I'd buy a bunch of them. And then I think to get like a pack of the Swisher Sweets to get like 2, it was like $2, right? So if somebody wanted to get them, I'd charge them $5. I'd be like, $5 and you could get one. I'll get you some, but you gotta throw me something, right? So they'd pay me $5 and then I'd give it to them. So I created a little business. That's what I did. Supply and demand. I saw a lack in the market at my school and decided I'm going to fill that. That's exactly what I did. And that's how I made myself some money. Yep. That's how I made it. And I remember my mom, one day we were talking, and I think it was when I was 20 years old. I had already moved out. I went back to visit my parents, and we were just like, I was just talking to my mom and just like about the stuff that somehow we had a conversation about her talking about me being able to buy things, and it didn't really necessarily make sense to her, but it wasn't like stuff that was super expensive, but like, I'd turn around and buy myself makeup, and I didn't have a job. So she'd be like, where the fuck is this money coming from? Like, how the fuck is this girl just turning around and buying makeup? Like buying new things, like buying a couple shirts, like what? Like ordering clothes online. Like, how is she able to do this right now? And I was like, Mom, you want me to be honest with you? And she was like, yeah. So I brought her to my room. And I opened up this drawer that had just like a bunch of fucking junk in it. Like, it was like a junk drawer basically. And I knew that if I made a junk drawer, like my parents probably wouldn't go through it. So I just put the most random useless shit in there. If I had like something that I used and it was empty, threw it in there. If I had just like some random tore up piece of paper or some random receipts, threw it in there. Just random shit. Bracelets I didn't wear anymore, whatever. Sometimes a sock or two also. Just throw it in there. At the very bottom of it was like hella packs of Swisher Sweets and shit. And so I told my mom, I was like, turn around. I open up the drawer. I pull out all the packs of Swisher Sweets, and I do a fucking money spread on my fucking arm. And I'm like, turn around. She turns around. She sees it. She's like, oh my God, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. When I turned 18 years old, I started going to the gas station and buying all of these and reselling them to the kids at my school that needed them for weed. She wasn't even mad. She laughed. She called me stupid and said, well, it's kind of smart, actually. She wasn't even mad. My dad doesn't know that. I told my mom that, not my dad. Now, if you are a teenager and you're listening to this, don't do that. Wait, y'all can't even do that anymore. I forgot. 18-year-olds can't even, y'all can't even go to the gas station and buy shit anymore. Being 18 years old means nothing. Damn, that's crazy. I forgot that I was like the last generation. That shit pissed me off. We should have been grandfathered in too. I turned 18 twice. I turned 18 years old twice because I turned 18 and I was excited to go be able to buy, I could buy a pack of cigarettes. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? I was so excited to be able to buy stuff like that. And then, fuck. What was it, like a year or like a few months in? They fucking took that shit away, and then it had to be until I was 21. I was pissed off about that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, no, the best part about becoming an adult is that you can tell all your parents this stuff. Because, like, even if they do get mad, it's like, you know, like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, I'm an adult now. So I love it because now I get to sit down with my parents, and it's normally after we've been, like, chilling and, like, we've had, like, a drink or two, and I'm like, all right, now listen. I have a story for you. There's quite a lot I haven't told them, though, because I, in fact, even though I'm talking like this, I do, in fact, still fear my parents. I love my parents so much, but I am terrified of my father. I'm definitely terrified of them. And so, like, they still don't know about any of the times that, like, is it that I'm terrified, or is it that I just don't want them to know that I did this because they think that they have this good daughter? I was a good stand-up student. I had all A's. I was up for scholarships. I was I was in honors classes. I was very smart. I was doing very well, you know? I don't want them to think that she was doing, you know, degenerate activities. Fear of disappointing them type shit. That's kind of what it also feels like. Like, I don't want to, like, tell them about, like, the stories that I told y'all about, like, my first time drinking, or, like, you know, like, them being on vacation and me sneaking their stuff. I don't want to tell them that. I tell my mom, because me and my mom will laugh about it now, but I feel like if I tell my dad, like, he's gonna look at me and be like, okay, you were smoking at 14? It's crazy. You graduated high school at 16, so there was a balance. Damn, you graduated early as fuck. Game is crazy. Yeah, no, you don't have to tell your parents about everything. That is true. I feel like I need to, though. At some point, I want them to know everything that I ever did. I want them to. I feel like I'm going to regret not telling them. And that might just be me, but I want them to know everything. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I want them to know my lore, too. Like, what? I don't even know why the reason I want to tell them everything. I just do. I'm not telling my dad when and who I lost my virginity with. That's something I won't tell them. My mom knows, because I told my mom straight up. My parents did a really good ratio of good cop, bad cop, to be honest. You know, like, my dad ruled with, like, an iron fist, and then my mom was somebody that, and I'm so glad that it was my mom too, because woman to woman, like, that's just so much better than being closer with my dad than my mom. Like, there's so many questions that, like, a girl has growing up that you need a woman to answer, not a man. Not a man. So I told her fucking everything. The second that I did anything, like, that girl knew. That girl knew. But yeah, no, I definitely never tell my father that. Did I ever tell you guys that story? Maybe we should save that story for next time. The story of how I lost my virginity is actually hilarious. It's a worst case scenario situation. But maybe we'll save that for next time. How about that? Leave you on a cliffhanger? It's a worst case scenario. I feel like I have told it, but maybe in, like, a super, super, super early stream before we even started uploading before. Next time. Okay, everybody. This has been a super fire sesh. I'm having Panda Express for dinner. I am so fucking excited. I've been thinking about it all fucking day. I'm excited. I'm getting riled up now. Oh my god, this is the perfect. I love smoking and then going and getting Panda Express. It's like the best combination for me. It's definitely one of my favorite fast foods. All right, guys, I hope that you had a great fucking weekend. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling great, because tomorrow's going to be a great day. I'm so fucking excited for this week, because this week is going to be a different type of YouTube video. I'm thinking I'm going to do a gaming video again, finally, because so many people have been asking. So I think that it's time to do another one. So that's going to be a lot of fucking fun. But anyway, this was super fire, guys. I love you so much. Everybody sleep good tonight. Good night, everybody.